Hello viewers, welcome in my Secret of Pleasant Life channel. Today we are going to discuss an important aspect of education. Please stay with me till the end of the video. Education is basically the backbone of a nation. And there is no doubt that education is an essential part of a nation's prosperity. But when the education system is established aimlessly, then that education system is practically useless. Let's know the matter in detail. There are three main pillars of any country's economy. These are the primary, secondary, and service sector. Without going into details, only needs to know that the primary sector is related with agriculture. The secondary is industry, and the service is how many citizens of a state can employ. It is important to know that developing countries are largely dependent on the primary sector. And a developed country is one that can engage its citizens the most in the service sector. The sole purpose of every state in this world is to make the best to service sector. But without full development of primary and secondary sectors, development of service sector is not possible. Developing countries have been trying to meet this goal through various activities. Out of these activities, educating the citizens is an important aspect, but the problem is when there is a mistake in this education system, it can take the most serious form. Let's try to understand the matter with the help of an example. In our example, A is a developing country with a population of 100 million. Out of this 100 million, 40% are totally illiterate. According to the current capacity of the country, only 60% of the people have access of education, and the state has the ability to engage only 5% people in the service sector. Now, according to our calculation, 60 million people will only get education in this country, and only 5 million people will be engaged in service sector. The first thing that comes to mind is that these 40 million uneducated people are mostly living below poverty line, and their life will depend on 60 million educated people. Now, that 60 million people will get their education, the open market of general and technological education has been for them. Although they are economically classified as lower class, middle class, upper middle class, and upper class in this way. So, those who are financially self-sufficient with talent in reality will be the 5 million people who will get job in the service sector. The problem is with the remaining 55 million educated people. In order not to get job in the service sector, they have to work for livelihood mainly in the primary sector. Although some people will have the opportunity to work in the secondary sector. The question now is how this large number of educated people who have not found a job in the service sector but have qualified will come to the primary sector and work, and whether they will be able to do that at all. Here you have to keep in mind that these educated people did not take any training how to work in primary sector during their student life, and basically they are also unsuitable for this manual labor work. Here, in reality, their education is becoming purposeless. As a result, it is big problem in developing countries that a large part of these educated people are becoming disguised unemployed. The result of which is the poor education system of the country. Economically weaker people should never be put in the competition of education with economically strong people. In fact, when these educated people are not getting jobs in the service sector, they are getting frustrated. Rather than if a special education has been given considering the intellectual and economic aspect in advance, this situation of despair would not have arisen. We need to keep in mind that as of now, the global epidemic where developed countries in the world are suffering from economic downturn and thousands of people are losing their jobs. The situation in developing countries could be even more dire. What do you think? Please subscribe the channel and write your valuable comments in comment box. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a good day.